Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we got some of the best mods to release in February. And I just know just from these that it can only go up from here considering it's very early into February. So to keep this short and sweet, to make sure you guys don't put out the video, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you end up liking it. But as of right now, let's dive right in. And the first mod that we got up today is just another great addition added to Zav's collection of retextures already that I pretty much all have downloaded. I wonder if they'll ever make it all in one. It'll probably be around 11 gigabytes if they ever do though. But this mod is called Retexture SE and it retextures all the robes that I see in Skyrim. I won't say all of them, but I'm pretty sure he did all of them, but I can't really vouch for that since I don't know every robe in the game. But even if all of them isn't covered, Zav isn't the type of mod author that updates once and then leaves the mod alone. He will come back to it eventually and redo things and update and add more things, whatever he missed. And also if you're a fan of Zav bio, under his description there usually is a Patreon link. But you don't have to pay for anything, but they do have a to-do list that you can see and see what he currently plans on doing next. I generally use the half res option when picking from Zav because I play third person, so it isn't much of an issue if something isn't 4K because the body parts I believe is 4K, the armor and then the gauntlets and everything else is about 2K, and that's why it's half res because in the main version everything is 4K. But if you prefer to and can handle it, I highly recommend using the full version because it is beautiful. Now we just have to wait patiently until the clothing version from Zav bio is done. Right now rusted clothing is okay, but I prefer Zav's. But you know what? Maybe in about a year or so we'll get it. Or maybe by the end of this year. The next mod up is a pretty handy mod that makes hotkeying spells a lot easier. This mod is named Spell Hotbar by... I have no idea what their name is. But this mod in essence is a new hotkey mod. This mod does have quite a few requirements to get it working. While it might seem like a lot though, to be fair most of these mods you should already have installed because a lot of other mods require them. So it should be fine anyway. This mod does use common lib, so it works on all versions of Skyrim, even the latest version that's a little iffy right now. You should probably let me know if that works for you down in the comments. But speaking of the description, it definitely should work. But one thing about this mod is that it definitely humbled me. I usually have God mode on because it works for everything and it's for showcases because I die a lot. But if I have that on and not enough magicka, the spell still won't fire for this mod. So I had to actually increase my magicka just to do a showcase. This spell hotbar is definitely unique though in its approach to the spells. I thought it would just be a simple hold the button and it switches to the magicka like every other hotkey. But no, this one actually fires it for you at a set interval. Like if you use flames, it will only last for about a short burst. You can't hold it forever. And the animations you see whenever they actually appear, because sometimes it is a little iffy, but the mod author knows that. But when they do come out and you see them, is the main reason why this mod requires open animation replacer or a dynamic animation replacer if you still prefer that one. But either way, all in all, I definitely recommend at least giving this one a try at the very least because it is very unique and is growing on me the more I test it. The next mod up is a mod by Princess Aries. This is a new armor mod named Rourkens Relics. Hopefully I said that correctly. I noticed when I rewatch my old videos I say that a lot. But back to the mod. It adds in two separate sets of armor that are Dwemer based if you couldn't guess that already. You can find this armor in game while exploring once you speak to a certain NPC, or you can just craft it with the Dwemer smithing perk. And because these two armor sets have the Dwemer smithing perk tied to it, then you just know that it's going to be a good set throughout the entire game. Depending on how fast you can find it, because if you find it late game then you probably won't have any reason for it. This armor also does feature beast race support, so for those people that still play Khajiit or Argonian, most people play Khajiit nowadays. But either way, there is support for you now. One thing to mention though is that the first armor set is the only one with an open and closed face helmet, so that's why you see the difference. But either way, there is support for you now. And also I do prefer the closed face one, but I assume the open face is for the beast races. Both sets are classified as a heavy armor set, but one does look heavier than the other, I cannot lie about that. But yes, both are heavy. And also this comes with the ring that is enchanted and a very looking small hammer. Not sure why everyone's using small hammers nowadays, but maybe it looks big to someone out there. Don't give up hope. Honestly, this next mod is something I kinda expected to have gotten a review as soon as it released, but I guess I got lucky. Or maybe they're currently making it right now. But this mod is named Boats Operational Animated Traversal. I don't know why everybody has been hooked on the word traversal lately. Why don't people just say travel? But this mod makes it so instead of just teleporting to the specified location when you interact with the boat, now you will actually see yourself get on the boat and actually ride to the destination. This is kind of like that carriage mod where you could see yourself get on a carriage and ride there, but it was kind of buggy due to the amount of animals always on the road, so the carriage would sometimes flip over, or the random encounters that would talk to your character. But this one is kind of like in the middle of the ocean, so I don't expect a large amount of bugs. This mod also comes with compatibility for mods that would conflict with the boats and cause some type of clipping, like for it to flip upside down. And the great part is that this mod also has a list of places already covered on the mod page, and also where those places of those boats go and come back to, if that makes sense. But it's actually made it easier for me to do a showcase. You guys don't get the struggle of finding certain mods to do a showcase, like especially doing random encounter mods. It's probably the worst thing that I have done because I can never make them trigger unless it's certain commands that I don't know about. But yeah, it takes hours. Next armor up is actually also by Princess Aries. No idea why they decided to release both these armors so close together, but this armor is called Nord Steelheart armor. And by the name, you could probably already tell, but these are a mashup of vanilla resources based around the steel armor. There are two versions of this armor. I can't in my right mind call this two sets of armor because it's not two different sets, but it's like two variations, if that makes sense. Both are heavy and there are two variations of the helmet as well. These types of armors are the reason I kind of want to make a survival based list, and that's kind of why I use sleeves of Skyrim, and that's why you see that most of my iron armor has sleeves now. But then I always get too lazy to actually do survival. I just end up going outside and then I die from freezing cold. Or I just die a lot until I decide to retire. But back to the main point at hand, this does have a spit file that gives it to certain NPCs, but you can just turn that off. The only requirement to obtain this armor is to just kill Nazim. Shouldn't be too hard, right? No, that wasn't really a requirement. I just couldn't resist doing it because he's just always there. But hey, if you end up actually doing it, just know you did it for the cause. The next mod up is one I actually felt obligated to show just because of how creepy it is. This mod is by Kanjs overhauling the Briar heart, turning it into an actual beating plant heart, or whatever it actually is. What's weird though is I never actually knew the Briar heart was an actual heart until recently. I used to think that it was just a plant, so all those times I ate it for alchemy effects is kinda haunting me right now, because I don't think I've ever ate a Daedric heart. But yeah, we're just going to keep it moving. I'm getting kinda creeped out looking at it now, but it is staying in my mod list. And yes, this is the 4K version because in usual Kanjs fashion, it has 1 through 4K options. Next up we have an armor mod by the one and only Retexture called Bone Cultist armor. This mod adds a heavy armor set that features full support for beast races and works for both genders, so there's really no excuse to not use this armor. Everything was thought of. This mod does have a spit file as well that distributes it to certain NPCs in Souls time. This is one of those armors that are kinda super immersive that I don't mind seeing NPCs have. Generally I prefer to keep it to myself though. Fun part about this mod though is that it already features 3BA and Himbo files. Just don't go too crazy with that because I know some of you. This armor as a main point also has 4 variants to the helmet, along with the separate variant for the body armor, but the second variant of the body armor just doesn't feature the red cloth. But the red cloth is basically the best part about the armor and what makes it unique, so I definitely recommend to keep that. Now that I am thinking about it, some really great armor mods decided to release just in time for me to make a video. I wonder if this is a sign. But that was it for today guys. I do have some more mods I wanted to put into this, but then the video will be a lot longer than I planned. But let me know what you thought down in the comments. But on your way scrolling down there to trash me, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more content in the future. But as of right now, I hope you all have a great day. Peace and love.